Hi, welcome to Jen's Daily Dish, where I bake things for the first time on camera so you can bake along with me and learn from my mistakes. And truly, if I can do this, you can too. Today, we're making a small batch cheesy focaccia. What is not to like? I know some of you out there think you cannot bake a focaccia. Trust you me, you can, because I'm baking this for the first time right now. All you need to do is get a loaf pan ready, and then you let the bread do the hard work. That yeast, the flour together, making that lovely gluten. It does all the work for you. You let it rest. Watch a movie, the latest Netflix show, whatever you want to do. Take a nap. So let's get started and sing this song. When the bread is so soft and the cheese is so warm, that's amore. When the mozzarella overflows to the edges like a rose, that's amore. Like a rose? Oh yes, because we're going to eat it piece by piece, like taking the petals off of the rose. Something like that. You get the point. It's going to be cheesy, delicious. Mix your dry ingredients together. Start with your bread flour, salt, yeast, and if you want to get fancy, totally optional, I've added in some herb de Provence and some pizza seasoning. Could be garlic, could be nothing. Totally up to you. Whisk together. Move your dry mixture to a slightly larger bowl, or you could move it to a mixing bowl for your mixer, but you know what? We don't really need a mixer today. Add your warm water and half of your olive oil. Mix together until it forms a dough. Cover and let rest for 15 minutes. Now we're going to do some easy bowl folds. Go ahead, get your hand a little wet. Get into the dough, and we're just gonna pull it up, push it in on itself. So pull from the edge and then push it back in on itself. And you want to do this anywhere from 3 separate turns to 6. So that was a total of 4. I'm going to do it up to 6 until I feel resistance, which I am feeling. I'm going to let it rest for another 15, and then we'll do that again. 15 minutes are up. Let's do another bowl fold. Dip your hands in the water. Fold it onto itself. See how it's resisting me a bit? That's what you want. Cover and let rest for another 60 to 90 minutes. It won't necessarily double, but it should be very puffy. It got puffy. Look at that. Go ahead and coat your loaf pan with the rest of the olive oil that you have. I'm going to take some of it and make sure it's getting fully up the edges. Go ahead and take your dough out of the bowl. I can feel that there's lovely air in it. You're going to press it in and push it to the edges of your loaf pan that you have here. And if it fights you a lot, you can go ahead and let it rest for another 15 minutes. Dimple the surface a little bit with your fingertips here. Cover the dough and let this rest for another 1.5 to 2 hours. It should rise quite a bit in the pan. While your dough is rising, preheat your oven to a scorching 500 degrees. It got very puffy. If you have a pizza stone, go ahead and get that ready too. Preheating in the oven, because that's going to get it even extra hot on the bottom, going to make that lovely crust. I know what you're thinking. Where's the cheese? It's coming. We're going to bake this for a little bit, then get the cheese on top and around those edges, so it's going to get nice and cheesy, crispy. Into the oven for 8 minutes to start. Time's up. Time for the cheese. We have here freshly grated mozzarella and Parmesan cheese. Grate your own, you know, I'm insistent on that. Take some of the cheese and get it around the edges. We really want those crispy, crispy edges for this. So I'm gonna alternate between the mozzarella which are getting, oh, I can hear it's the sizzling. It's super hot. And then you want to get the rest sort of sprinkling lightly in the middle. You just really want to be sure you're getting those edges there. Let's finish up with the mozzarella. Back in the oven for 8 to 12 minutes until it's light golden brown, especially around those edges, which we want super crispy. And the middle may even be bubbling. It is ready. Oh my. Bubbling and cheesy. Go ahead and run a spatula or knife around the edges. We're gonna let it cool here for about 5 minutes. Wow, that was pretty easy. Let this cool for 20 minutes and then we get to slice it. Oh my, I cannot wait. Time to cut this beauty. Oh ho ho. I cannot wait to try this. Yum. Oh my, cheesy my. Look at that, it baked really nicely. The edges are crisp, just like they should be with a focaccia. And look at those cheesy edges. Another close-up. Yum! What is not to like in this focaccia? But it's always all in the taste. Let's take a bite. This is delicious. I mean, come on. Olive oil, cheese on top. I added in some extra seasonings and spices too. That is totally up to you. Do what you like. You could just keep it plain as well. Super delicious. It's like pizza in focaccia form. Without the sauce, like a white pizza, but focaccia. Yes, that's exactly what it is. What you need to know is it is delicious. And you saw the effort, so little effort. Let the dough do the work for you. You sit back and relax and stick it in the oven and then you get to eat it. If I can make this small batch cheesy focaccia for the very first time with you watching me every step of the way, you can too. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check me out on Instagram, and share with your family and friends because, well, you might want to share this cheesy focaccia, or maybe not.